ages are supposed to end. They burn out, they collapse. They are replaced by something worse or something younger. This one did neither. When the age refused to end, no one noticed at first. There was no apocalypse, no fire from the sky, no final battle to mark the passage. Time simply stopped moving forward. Kings still ruled, empires still taxed, wars still began, but nothing changed. Victories did not lead to peace. Defeats did not lead to collapse. Every rebellion failed just slowly enough to be forgotten. Every reform decayed before it mattered. Children grew old under the same banners their grandparents had feared. Roads were repaired exactly where they broke, never improved. Cities expanded outward, but never upward. People began using a phrase they didn't understand. That is how it has always been. The land itself grew tired. The soil hardened. Not into desert, into something worse. Fields still grew crops, but tasteless ones. Forests still stood, but stopped spreading. Animals were born, lived, and died in smaller and smaller circles. Mountains eroded, but did not fall. Rivers flowed, but never changed course. The land was not dying, it was maintaining. And maintenance is the cruelest form of decay. There were rulers who claimed longevity, not true immortality, just persistence. Dynasties stretched unnaturally long. Faces aged, then seemed to halt. Bodies grew stiff, but refused to fail. They ruled because no one remembered anyone else ruling. Assassins failed. Poisons dulled. Illness lingered but never finished the job. Even execution lost its certainty. Men hanged would suffocate for hours. Burned bodies would twitch long after they should have been ash. Death had been delayed. What kept the age alive? Buried beneath the oldest capital was a mechanism, not a machine, a decision. Long ago, when collapse loomed, the rulers of that time chose stability over renewal. They made a pact with continuity itself. They bound the age to the land. So long as the land endured, the age would remain. No endings, no transitions, no mercy. The price was never paid up front. It was distributed across generations. Not everyone forgot what movement felt like. Some dreamed of colors that no longer existed. Others remembered songs with endings. A few spoke of seasons that used to surprise them. These people were called unstable, dangerous, romantic. They were removed quietly, not killed. Placed in institutions where time passed even slower. Their greatest crime was not rebellion, it was impatience. Several times the world tried to end itself. A continent-spanning war, a plague engineered to erase cities, a ritual meant to break the land's spine. Each failed, not catastrophically, functionally. The war ground into stalemate. The plague weakened, then lingered forever. The ritual worked, but only enough to crack a mountain and do nothing else. The age absorbed everything. People stopped asking when things would change. They asked how long they could endure. Art became repetitive. Religion became circular. Hope became theoretical. Parents taught children skills that would never matter. Teachers taught history that never concluded. The greatest fear was no longer death. It was inheritance. The truth was finally spoken by a nameless laborer. Not a king, not a prophet. He said, "Ages end when enough people stop surviving them." The age did not refuse to end on its own. It was being upheld daily, patiently. by people too exhausted to let it collapse. The myth does not tell you what happened next. That is intentional. Some say the land finally cracked. Others say it still stands. What is known is this: when the age finally does end, if it ever does, it will not be with fire or blood. It will end quietly, when the last person stops pretending continuity is safety. There are horrors in chaos. There are horrors in endings. But the worst horror of all is an age that survives forever. This is Dark Trace.